Good day, my YouTube family and friends. This is Pamela Stephenson coming to you from Holistic Health. Welcome if this is your first time, and if this is your second time, we're glad to have you back. A question was asked in the last episode to fill in the blanks of a sentence. The first person who got the answer right on the first attempt was, drumroll, Rev Peter Bruce. Give it up for Rev Peter Bruce. Well done. He will receive a gift in the post. Today we will be focusing on supplementing your diet by taking a good multivitamin. On my table I have different brands of supplements. I won't get through everything, but I will cover some of the differences between multivitamins. Just before I go into detail, I have a nutrition news flash. As most of us are aware that schools have reopened this week, and both parents and teachers have mixed feelings about it. Some parents wanted their children to go back because they are missing their friends, some because working from home is very difficult with the children being there, and others because the children are eating them out of house and home. So parents, I do understand how you feel, as I had forgotten. No, I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten what it was like to have young children. My children are all grown up now, but they still depend on me. As a parent, there is no getting away from it. I remember a 6-week holiday. By the time we got to 4 weeks, I was pulling my hair out and I couldn't wait for school to reopen so I could push my little gremlins back into school. I'm only joking. But anyway, parents are concerned for their own health, and likewise some of the teachers too. Children are resilient and they fight off infections like colds and flus of one kind or another all the time, but not without first passing it on to their school friends, their teachers, their parents, and anybody else who lives in that household. If there are vulnerable adults like grandparents with existing health conditions, then it can become a problem. Now, I cannot promise that the government will listen to anyone, as once they make up their mind, there's no stopping them. However, what I can advise is that everyone who is not already taking a multivitamin ought to start as soon as they can. The best defense is a strong immune system, and for some of us, we need to start rebuilding our immune system, as this is not something you are going to hear the politicians or the doctors talking about. Now, to end this news flash, we are all aware of the current situation to do with George Floyd. My condolences go to the family, but I can't say that good nutrition, which by the way ought to give you a very long life, will help our black boys if they are likely to get killed by the police before they grow up. All I can say is that taking the right supplement can also help your mindset so that you remain calm when faced with adversity. And that brings me to the end of my news flash. Now to explain supplementation. Even though we are in a pandemic, we strive for balance, we try to eat right, we exercise more and sleep better. We try to navigate through the days and weeks with as little amount of stress as possible and with more or less no panicking. We take everything in our stride, but sometimes when we are doing our best, we still need an energy boost to increase our body's wellness, to deal with a busy and stressful lifestyle, poor sleep, and highlighting diet deficiencies, which I may go into more detail in my next episode. This is where supplementation comes into it. Taking a high quality multivitamin mineral supplement and antioxidant as well as enzymes is one of the easiest and most beneficial health habits you could ever start. I have 5 rhetorical questions. Number 1, what are supplements? They are a combination of vitamins and nutrients and alternative remedies. Number 2, what do? They provide additional fuel for our bodies, especially in this present climate. It is difficult to survive on just food alone, especially with all the preservatives, the chemicals that's put on our food, along with environmental pollution. The fact that we have lost so many people before reaching the ripe old age of 70 is proof alone that food alone will not do it. Number 3, why do we need supplements? Because without them, we will become sick. As we can see, that's what's happening now. Number 4, what are antioxidants? Vitamins A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and selenium. They're all good sources of antioxidants. Changes takes place in our cells because of toxins, alcohol, smoking, malnutrition, dehydration, the aging process and free radicals. Antioxidants, which are our vitamins which I've just mentioned, turn these free radicals and the toxins into harmless chemicals. They also play a large role in the prevention of heart disease, cancer and strokes. Question number 5, what are enzymes? Enzymes are biological molecules, typically proteins, that significantly speed up the rate of all the chemical reactions that take place in our cells. They are vital, and I repeat, they are vital for life and serve a wide range of important functions in our bodies. We need enzymes to aid in our everyday digestion and metabolism. God knows that some of the food we eat is very hard for our digestive system to process. For example, we all love our fried dumplings, and it's made with white flour, which by the way turns into sugar, which can lead to type 2 diabetes. Now here's some statistics. 90% of diseases start from within the colon. 80% of illnesses are diet related, and for every 21 deaths, 15 of them are diet deficiencies. Now this is what supplementation can do for you. It reduces your risk of heart attack by 53%. It reduces colon cancer risk by 75%. It reduces prostate cancer by 63%. It reduces the risk of getting type 2 diabetes from 90%. It reduces miscarriages from 75 to 18%. And just to expand on miscarriages, I suffered a miscarriage with my first pregnancies and discovered that I was very anemic, did not eat properly, drank a lot of tea, and to top it all up, I had fibromyalgia, which are all factors that contribute towards a miscarriage, which by the way can be devastating when it's your first child, as you start making so many plans. I then decided to do my own research and started taking supplementation, and although I was still ill during the pregnancies, I produced the biggest babies on both sides of the families. The first being 9 pounds 4 ounces and the second being 8 pounds 8 ounces. Even though I didn't go to full term with that pregnancy, I contributed to the size of my babies, to the multivitamins that I was taking, because not one day went by that I didn't vomit. Even when I was on the operating table having a cesarean, I was still vomiting, but I did not let that put me off eating during my pregnancies. Now the last statistic that I have is 48% of the UK population take medication of one kind or the other. Just imagine, that's nearly half. That's nearly 50% of Britain. That's not the way that God intended for us to live. If we go back to the Bible, which by the way is the most well-read book in the whole wide world, John chapter 1 verse 2, it says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in every way and that your body may keep well," meaning healthy, "even as I know your soul keeps well and prospers." The emphasis here is on physically staying healthy. But how can you stay healthy when all your food is being sprayed with pesticides and chemicals? If the food we ate was sufficient, as doctors believe, we would not have so many sick people today. So now you know the stats. Let's see what we have here in terms of taking a good multivitamin. Multivitamins cover all ages. We have a separate one for each group. We have children, we have youth, we have women, we have pregnant mothers, we have men, and we have the elderly or seniors, as you would call them. If you look at the picture, which I have up, you will see it's all featured. They all have more or less the same amount of vitamins and nutrients, but just differ slightly in their variation with each one, but they all accomplish the same thing. As you get older in life, your supplementation needs change and you need additional enzymes, as your body does not provide enough enzymes to break down your food. As you produce less enzymes with age. Do you ever feel that after eating a meal your food is sitting in your stomach undigested? Well, here's a tip. It only takes 7 seconds in the microwave to destroy all the enzymes in your food, which is probably why sometimes you feel uneasy after a meal. So think about that the next time you turn your microwave on. Here is an enzyme that I can recommend, which I find to be very good. You can look it up on Google and eBay. There's one here, digestive ginseng, and we've got digestive egg there. Now let's look at the Vitabiotics range for men and women. At the top of the first column, they use the reference NRV, meaning nutrient reference value. That is the minimum amount your body ought to have in order to stay well. There are other references in other supplements like RDA or NV, which I will explain in my next episode. However, in this season and time we live in, we need a top-up in addition to a good multivitamin of a few of the essential supplements like vitamin C, B, D and fish oils, some of which I spoke about in my last episode. The difference between the two are men are given vitamin A and women aren't given any. The reason being is because if the woman becomes pregnant, vitamin A can be stored in the liver, which is dangerous for the unborn child. Also, men are given 6 milligrams of iron, whereas women are given 12 milligrams, which is twice the amount due to their monthly menstruation. Here's a few pointers to be aware of. Please note when taking a multivitamin, do take at the beginning of your main meal, as it is important to take it when you are chewing your food properly, as it helps to stimulate your stomach enzymes. Do not take in place of a balanced diet. Please don't do that. And do not take a multivitamin on an empty stomach, otherwise it can make you feel sick. However, there are exceptions to the rules. Natural iron supplements, fluoridics and natural vitamin C are best taken on an empty stomach. The ones you get from the doctors are the synthetic form and are not compatible with your digestive tract, which is why they come in very high doses. And I'm referring to the iron tablets, which is 200 milligrams and can cause constipation. Sometimes it's hard to know whether or not the supplement is working for you, but it's noticeable if you stop, as you will wake up one morning feeling fatigued and feel as if you have no energy whatsoever, but it needs to be in your system at least a month for you to notice that difference. In my last episode, I did say I would explain the difference between taking a good brand multivitamin. These are the things to look out for in the natural brand. No artificial colours, no preservatives, no gelatin, no yeast, and gluten-free. Now there are others which are optional, and that's things like no lactose, no corn, no starch, no eggs and no milk, but that is optional because you might find that in some of the good brands as well. As long as you cover the first section, then that's fine. And I'm going to use the Vitabiotics range as they are more affordable and they cover all ages, even babies. And as you can see, there is a picture up there. But I wouldn't recommend their vitamin C as it is very acidic, especially if you have stomach ulcers. And you will see on the picture of the vitamin C. You will know a synthetic brand if you go into a supermarket or a high street chain store, and that supermarket store, their name is printed on that supplement. That includes all supermarkets, all store brands, including some brands that you get in corner shops. Taken in large quantities, they can become quite toxic to the body because they are synthetic. And yes, they are cheaper and they have lots of sales, but some are filled with preservatives, chemicals, fillers, and your body finds it difficult to absorb, therefore leaving you with less than 50% of that product in your system. When you buy a natural product, your body will find it easier to digest and will be able to use almost 100% of that product. I've heard the term used that someone overdosed on a vitamin C, but you cannot overdose on natural vitamin C. Your body will naturally excrete any excess vitamins that it doesn't use. But if it's a synthetic vitamin, meaning a man-made product, then your body will have difficulty absorbing it because your body wasn't created to have these toxins in your body in the first place. And it will also have difficulty getting rid of it, excreting it. Our bodies need natural substances in order to function effectively. We are like a car. If you put diesel in a lead fuel car, it will stop working. Some of the illnesses we are experiencing is because we are eating foods that wasn't created for our human bodies to digest. Nutrition is something your GPs will not be able to give you advice on, as they spend 6 to 10 years studying to become a doctor, and out of that time only 10 to 20 hours is focused on nutrition. That is the reason why your doctors won't know the answer if you ask them a question about nutrition. More often than not, they will say to you, as long as you eat your fruit and vegetables and eat a balanced diet, you will be fine. But by the way, you would need at least 9 portions of fruit and veg for it to count, as 5 portions is not enough to maintain good health. Who has the time to prepare 9 portions of fruit and vegetables a day, and to wash them with a veggie wash to get all the pesticides and the other toxic substances off. Organic food is not exactly the cheapest, which is why it makes sense to supplement your diet. It's the easiest thing today. Well, that's all for today. I hope you found it just as informative as the last one. I do have more to say on multivitamins, and we'll continue this on the next episode. Also, I would like to touch on arthritis if time allows me to. Please like and subscribe, and if you would like to keep up with everything I post, and please share. Even if it doesn't help you, it may help somebody else. So goodbye and God bless. Until next time. Bye. Bye.